Hey there, Susan Baker here. I wanted to share something with you about how the health impact of food begins long before it enters your mouth. And it all began with this mac and cheese. You've probably seen this before, that I was making for my daughter, that got me reflecting. And it's the power of your vibe and the mental scripts that we have around food. I mean, certainly around everything in our life. So here I was serving this to Abby, and I'm eating it. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't do well with gluten and I don't do well with dairy. But there was something so nourishing about sitting down with her, my daughter, 8-year-old, and having this mac and cheese with her. And I thought, do you know what? The moment and the energy and the love and the joy that is surrounding this mac and cheese goes into my body, and I take that in. That's very different than the vibe I might have if I was sitting down to this cold salad that I'd prepared and I was sort of eating it begrudgingly because I wasn't that into it, right? That is a totally different vibe. And where you'd look at the salad and say, well, that's definitely the healthier option versus, mac and cheese. Not necessarily so, right? We really do have an impact on the food as it is going into our mouth and into our body. Another great example is the difference between homemade cookies from anybody. And it could be full of sugar and wheat flour that you don't normally eat. But the minute you take a bite and you bring those cookies in, you feel the love, you feel this nourishment, which would be very different than you going to the grocery store, maybe the health food section, and you pick up this box of cookies and it says low fat or all natural or whatever it is, which is probably really great, right? But doesn't have necessarily the same love and care that went into the cookies that somebody made and brought to you, right? Even something like drinking alcohol, which from a very basic biochemistry, physiological perspective, alcohol is not good for the body. It just isn't. But the difference between having a drink with friends or celebrating something and, having cheers and having the joy around that celebratory drink is very different than drinking in a state of anger or resent or despair. Very different impact on the body because of the element of joy. That's what we can bring to our food. I know it's, maybe it sounds weird, but I promise you it's legit. It's called the energetics of food or the energetics of nutrition. And it basically means that everything, including food, has an energetic imprint or a blueprint, right? A vibration. You can get the physics books out and it'll explain this to you. People have taken photographs of different types of water and different types of, food and looked at the actual molecular energetic structure of the water or the food. And there's a difference when there's love and joy and happiness surrounding it versus anger and, disdain and apathy. So it's something to consider. Certainly choosing, whole natural foods from nature as nature gives it to us. Our fruits and our veggies, our raw nuts and seeds, even animal foods, all natural, beans and legumes, natural sugars. Of course, those are the healthiest options from a nutrition perspective. Especially when grown by loving farmers in an organic way, right? Very high vibe food. Different than mass-produced factory farming with chemical pesticides and other additives perhaps added to the food, the packaged food that has a lower vibration. And that, the higher vibrational foods, of course, bring us to a more optimal place of living and being. But do not forget the impact that your mental scripts, your vibration, your heart, your energy has on everything you put into your mouth. I'll leave you with that. Have a great day.